Hello, this is Scotty McCoy, and I am the author of the Ultimate Friday the 13th trivia book, and I'm doing another book titled The Ultimate Slasher Movie Encyclopedia, and I am currently interviewing the Friday the 13th cast and crew, and I am currently on the phone with Arlen Escarpeta. How are you doing, Arlen?
I'm good. How are you doing, Scott?
I'm doing good. So I have a couple of questions for you. The first one I have for you is, how did you get your start into acting?
Um, my start professionally, or just or you mean like my love for acting?
Professional.
Professionally, man, it was a lot of fate. I'd gone to a performing arts junior high school and a performing arts high school, and a couple friends of mine got a record deal, and my counselor let me actually leave school to go be in their video set as a learning experience. And actors were late, and they needed more extras in a scene, and asked me if I wanted to be in there, and I said sure. So I got to be in the music video, and because I wasn't doing something right, I think what the director made me pretend to fall asleep in the scene, and that when I opened, when they told me to open my eyes, when I opened my eyes, I was the only person in the room. And it was like, okay, now you get up and leave. So I got to be like a nice little solo shot in this music video. Time passed, and they ended up showing that music video to a friend of theirs who they met at a movie premiere. He was a movie producer, and he they told him that I was their friend at school and I was an actor. And he said, "Oh, he has a cool look. You should tell him to call me." When I finally got around to calling him, it just so happened that he got the green light for his film to be produced, and he let me audition. And I got to audition for that film, and that film got me to the Screen Actors Guild, and it got me an agent as well.
That is awesome. So congratulations on that, and by the way, congratulations on everything you've succeeded. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of yours, so I'm glad to see that you're really doing good in acting. And I really loved you in Whitney, by the way, too. I only watched that movie because you were in it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No problem.
I had a good time. I'm definitely proud of it.
Definitely it is. So what was your audition like for Friday the 13th, 2009?
1 second, Scotty.
No problem.
Hello?
Yep.
Hey, I'm back. So sorry. I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Yes. So what was your audition like for Friday the 13th, 2009?
You know what, my audition, it was a good one, man. I actually knew about the project before auditions even came about. My manager at the time had read about it in the trades that that I knew that Platinum Dunes would be doing the movie. Brad Fuller, Andrew Forum. As it turns out, I play a lot of basketball, and I played in this entertainment league called the E League. It's a basketball league, and Andrew Forum was on my basketball team. I met Brad Fuller a number of times already, so my manager approached Andrew after one of the games and said, "Hey, is there anything, congrats on the movie. Is there anything that Arlen can audition for?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure. Can it be funny?" And he was like, "Yeah, he can be funny." And that next week, we exchanged information, and I went down to their offices, and I got to sit down with Brad and Andrew and just talk about the character, talk about the movie, and how much I'd like to be a part of it. And they said, "Listen, we'll do our part. We know that you're a great actor, and we already like you as a person. We got to go, still have to go through the casting process." And I said, "Listen, all I want is a shot." And they gave me my shot, and I got to audition and go through the process. And initially, I think everyone approved me except for maybe a couple people, and so I had to wait out to see what was going to happen. And then I had a second round. I think all in all, I think I had maybe 3 or 4 auditions, 4 or 5 maybe,
Oh,
and then I
wow.
had my final audition, and didn't know what was going to happen. And then after that, there was a meeting with Michael Bay. I think Travis was there, and I forget who else was there at the meeting, but that's when we found out that we got the roles. I was super excited.
Well, that's awesome. I actually know that your character does have quite a bit of comedy in the film. The one part that always makes me laugh is where you're talking to the actress playing Brie. Can't remember her name off the top of my head. But you ended up talking about the music you listen to, and she
Oh
goes,
yeah.
yeah, she's like rap, and you're like, Rap? Why? Because I'm black? Why do you gotta go racial? It's like, okay, then what music do you like? Rap. I love that scene.
Yeah,
That is
man.
really
It was
funny.
fun, man. We all had a good time. And one of the cool things about doing Friday the 13th, they all flew us out. They flew all of us out, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks early. And our job was to basically hang out and get to know one another. So that way by the time filming started, we actually came across as if we were a group of friends and we all got to know each other, like each other, and care about each other. And by the time filming started, everything, was organic as what you could see
Right.
on screen.
That's awesome, and you can kind of tell, and I like that in an atmosphere, especially when I'm watching the film and I don't feel like they don't have chemistry. I like it when they actually come off as a group of friends, like they really know each other. I like
Yeah,
that,
absolutely.
I like watching a movie like that. So the next question I do got for you though is, how was your death scene filmed and prepped?
The prep part was pretty easy. They showed I had this like harness type of apparatus under my clothes, and it had a like an axe attached to the back. And I could see and it looked like it was coming out of my back. It was really really
Yeah.
cool. And so pretty much all they had to do at that point is I had to run a little bit and then freeze, and then Jason would throw the axe, and then it would look like the axe was actually stuck in my back. And then at that point, they would remove the apparatus and literally, I'm blanking. Derek Mears he basically would pick me up, and he's gigantic. He just picked me up and pretend to shove me down as if the axe was still in my back. And then at that point, everything else was visual effects, and it's just a lot of me screaming and making everything seem real.
Right. I always wanted to be in a Friday the 13th film, and I always wanted to be the one to die because it's so fun just to pretend you're dying on screen. But I mean, when I won't lie, when your character got killed, I was crushed because I really liked Lawrence. I just thought he was so cool. I wanted him to survive.
Yeah, it definitely would have been fun to play it out some more, to see what happened next. But it was inevitable, I went to go
Yeah.
save Chewie.
Yeah.
My good friend Aaron, we became really good friends as well, and
Right.
I took one for the team.
Awesome. If I may ask, would you be able to maybe get in contact with him? Maybe he would be willing to do an interview as well.
I'd have to reach out to him and see. I know he's in New York these days. He's been pretty busy.
Okay.
I have to reach out to him and see, but yeah, I can definitely try.
Awesome. Thank you. So the next question I have is, speaking of Chewie, actually, a majority of your scenes were shot with Aaron Yu, who played Chewie. How was it like working with him?
Aaron was super cool, man. We bonded immediately. We bonded when we first met, just talking about music, and it was I think it was Mos Def and Talib Kweli. We were talking about their Black Star album, and I was like, oh wow, we listened to the exact same type of music, and then from there, we were inseparable, man. We were really 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 tight. While we were filming, we hung out, and it's so funny because I think it was about actually everybody, man. Ryan became a really good friend. Travis became an even right. I'm probably closest to Travis right now over everybody because we're both in LA and we see each other all the time too.
Right.
But working with Aaron, it was a blast, man. He's such a quality, talented guy and just a good person to be around. He made it a lot of fun, and he's got this natural charisma, so it wasn't even about that. We didn't have to act.
Right.
We just had fun,
Yeah.
They gave us these cameras to shoot certain things, and we just had a really, really good time.
And I will admit, he is a nut. I read on there that I think he had, I forget what type of surgery he had, but he had some type of surgery when they were filming his death scene or something. And I know that even with the blood, like when the blood, he was supposed to choke on the blood, like he was like inhaling it or something like that. I can't remember exactly what I read, but that was.
Yeah, I don't think I was there on the day when he shot his actual death scene. But yeah, man, he's a trooper. He shows up every single day, without a doubt. That's what he does.
Yeah. And also, speaking of Travis, I reached out to him, but I haven't heard back. I know he's probably busy, but if you'd be able to reach out to him and let him know if he wants to do an interview, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm definitely willing to try and see, absolutely.
Awesome, thanks. So then, how was it like working with Derek Mears, who played Jason Voorhees?
Oh, Derek was great. Derek is just top-notch class act, such a wonderful guy, great actor. Really cared about his character. He definitely he didn't just accept the role and say, okay, cool, I got it. He lived and breathed it, man. And if you ever get a chance to talk to him or just meet him in general, you'll see he's just a wonderful, nice person. And I couldn't be happier, for anyone else to be able to play Jason Voorhees, because I know Derek definitely loved and cared about his character to the umpteenth degree. He really, really did.
Yep, he's actually my most favorite Jason because of the way he just played the character. Like you could see it in the intensity of the character. Like he was living the character. Like he was living the dream basically. Everybody would love to be Jason in a movie. Anybody would. And Derek had that dream and he had that role and he took it and he had fun with it and he just basically he went with it and he loved it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
Alright, so the next question I got is, so Friday the 13th is a huge franchise, and it was so big that it was even given a reboot of the franchise in 2009, and you starred in it. So were you ever a fan of the Friday the 13th franchise prior to starring in this film? And if so, which film was your favorite?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm a scary movie guy, period. I love scary movies, love horror films. I've always been, like, I remember being a little kid and being afraid of Jason, being afraid of Freddy Krueger, like, all of those guys, the iconic characters, they live forever, Michael Myers, you can't, there's no way getting around him. And so for me, I was definitely a fan from Jump Street. And honestly, the easiest one to go to is the first one. It's the first one that you saw. It's the first one that really kind of captured your imagination and make you kind of really go, wow. And then as you get older, you keep coming back for more. But for me, it was definitely the first film for sure.
Awesome. So, what was your most memorable moment filming Friday the 13th, 2009?
My most memorable moment. So a funny thing about me is I don't drink, I don't smoke, I have no idea what it feels like to be drunk, high, or anything of the sort. So one of the craziest and funniest thing to shoot was the Lucille scene. Learning how Lucille actually works as a bong. I have no substitution to go off of. So that was very interesting to say the least, just to learn exactly how a bong works and the different chambers and all that stuff. It was interesting.
Right. So, what was the bong? Was it really actually like marijuana?
Oh no, they I mean that would be against rules, of course. I think that's some sort of like it's some, what do they call it? It's like a entertainment. What is it? It's some sort of like a herb, but it's like a natural herb, even one that you can even inhale. Say it doesn't have any cause or effects. It's not bad for your lungs.
Okay.
And of course, I asked 1,015 questions before because I've never smoked before, so I want to make sure that everything was on the up and up. But Lucille was real. She was officially like really a bong.
So something similar but a little different of a question is, what was the best part filming Friday the 13th, 2009, and what was the worst?
Wow, the best part. Probably day one. Day one when we all got to work together. We got to really kind of, vibe off of each other and, go from the audition room to the real deal shooting these scenes. I think day one was probably the best. The hardest day, maybe? I'm trying to think. Wow, I'm trying to... We didn't have that many hard days. I'm trying to think. We really had a good time working. If I had to pick one of the hardest days, you know what? There was a hard day for me, and it didn't make it in the actual film because in the film I get you see the axe come through my chest and I died there kind of like in the forest or outside the cabin. There was an alternative option where I think my character I have the axe on my back and I'm floating in the jacuzzi. I also don't swim well, so that was probably one of my hardest days, just trying to float in this jacuzzi and trying to keep this axe afloat and actually still play dead at the same time.
Actually, I did see some behind the scene pics in that. I do remember seeing that one with you. Like, I think you were giving like a thumbs up in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I actually saw a post on your Facebook. I think it was last month or something about like you basically got in the ocean for the first time.
Yeah. I mean, and I've been in the ocean before, but this was probably the furthest that I've actually been out in the actual ocean. And I'm getting there, baby steps.
Baby steps, that's the way it works. So how was Marcus Nispel as a director?
Oh, Marcus was great, man. I clicked with Marcus from day one when I met him. He just has this raw, natural energy about himself. He looks like he looks like a mixture between a monk, a caveman, and I don't even know, and a shaman. That's the best way to describe him. But he's a generous director. He really lets you work. He lets you grow as an actor. He guides you very, very well. Marcus is great. I had a really, really good time working with him. I look forward to hopefully crossing that bridge again in the future.
Right, I know. I actually reached out to him for an interview, and he got back to me. And he said that he's actually taking a break from acting. He said probably for quite a few years, but he said just for me, he said hit him up in about 3 months, and he'll do the interview. He said because he wants a little breather, I guess, from the limelight.
Yeah, and I think he would. I really think he would because Marcus is that great of a guy. He's a great director.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's been about 3 months now, actually. So I was gonna reach out to him again to see if he would want to do an interview. I'm sure he will. He said that he would be willing to in the future. He said he just wanted to take a couple months off from the time being, and then he would just do a. He said he'd do a quick interview with me. So that's pretty cool too.
Absolutely.
So the last question I have for you: do you have any future projects in the works that you would like to tell the readers about?
Future projects. I'm working on a wonderful project right now called The Oath. It's Crackle's next new drama series, and it stars myself, Ryan Quanten from True Blood, Sean Bean from Game of Thrones, a good friend of mine, Corey Hardrick, who I've known forever and a day, Katrina Law, and also my good buddy of mine, JJ Soria. And we have a great cast, man. It's a cop drama about the inner workings of cop gangs within the department, and how they operate, what they do, and it's interesting. It's going to be a good one.
Awesome, and that's gonna be a series, like not a movie, but a series.
Yeah, it's going to be a series. It's going to be on Sony's streaming network, Crackle. So if you have smart TV, it's an option there. It's Crackle's actually free. You can also get it on your phone as well. And you guys are in for a treat.
Awesome, and you're filming that in Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah, we're filming that in Puerto Rico. My girlfriend and I actually just made it back out from Puerto Rico right before the hurricane.
Right.
And it's funny, she also plays my wife on the show.
Does she really? That's hilarious.
Yeah, yep.
Well, I want to say, though, I'm so glad you are safe from the hurricane. You, your girlfriend, the whole cast and crew. I'm very happy. I was praying that everybody would get out of there safely, and I hope everybody did. And I thank you for your time. I mean, it's been an honor. I mean, before we started recording, I ended up, like, I was a little stuttering at first. I was, like, all starstruck. I'm like, I'm actually talking to Arlen.
No worries, Scotty. No worries, man. And listen, thank you for the opportunity as well. Good luck with the rest of the book.
Thank you.
I'll definitely, if you send me the names of who you're trying to reach out to, I'll try to reach out to to either the guys or the girls and see who's available, who can, and who will be able to interview with you as well. And if they can, I'm sure they will. If they can't, rest assured they're not being any kind of way other than being super busy, because they're all wonderful, really nice people. So I'll definitely do my part to try to help you as much as I can.
Awesome, thank you very much. Yeah, I'll send you a list of pretty much the entire cast and crew that was on the film, and whoever you have contact with. If you can get back to me, reach out to them, that would be so amazing. And I thank you so much for the help.
Absolutely, man.
All right, well, you have a good night. It's actually almost midnight here, but I don't have to get up early for work, so I'm going to sleep in tomorrow.
Absolutely, and congrats on the new online professor gig too. So another door closes, and one door closes and another opens.
Definitely, and it seemed like fate right there. It seemed like God had a plan for me right there. And I mean, literally 3 minutes after I get home, I get the email. I mean, that is not a coincidence.
That's right, exactly.
Thank you very much, and you have a nice night.
Absolutely, Scotty. You do the same.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
God, that was awesome.